guys, this is a sponsored video giveaway, so stick around to the end if you want to be one of 3 lucky winners to win some free credits. Editor KYLIE here. Just a note, I have added timestamps for all of the clips that I have taken from Scrybe. Could contain spoilers, as well as it kind of pads out the video a bit. So if you're looking to just hear the review and not go through all of the example clips, you can very easily use the little thing down here or the timestamps or, whatever. You know how YouTube works, hopefully. I'm constantly looking for tools as a DM to help me either make things quicker, do some cool things, because you know me, I'm a busy mom, busy business owner. I got a lot of stuff on my plate. So when Mark from Scrybe reached out to me to do a sponsored video, I was definitely interested. He gave me some free credits so that I could review the software myself, as well as offer you guys an in-depth look. Scrybe.ca is a software that takes your audio clips, uses AI, and generates a voiceover summary with background music for your session. It also includes even a little video version of it. So here's one such clip to show you what I've done. So I took the audio from the last Run My One Shot stream, Chasing Dreams, and I plopped it into this software. I did not do anything to the recap. Therefore, there are also spoilers for that if you didn't watch that. So here you go.
Last session, you embarked on a mission to locate and retrieve Sophia, a young girl who had mysteriously vanished, leaving her father Xavi in a state of despair. Guided by a sense of duty, you navigated a treacherous desert landscape, contending with the natural dangers it presented. Upon discovering the entrance to an ancient temple, marked by celestial inscriptions that spoke of peace and healing, you found yourselves in a series of challenges that tested your resolve and abilities. Initially, you had to find a way to unlock and navigate through stone doors that sealed off the deeper sanctuaries of the temple, a task that demanded observance and respect for the sanctity of the place. Deep within the temple, guarded by stone elementals that you successfully overcame, you encountered Bonetta, a kotal imbued with celestial magic, alongside the missing girl, Sophia. Bonetta revealed that Sophia had been chosen to receive a portion of her healing powers, a gift that manifested in a visually striking ritual. Despite initial tensions, through diplomacy and careful communication, you learned that Bonetta's intentions were to empower Sophia to bring healing to her people, not to harm her. With your assistance, the ritual was allowed to complete, ensuring Sophia was imbued with the celestial healing powers without harm. In recognition of your efforts and the peaceful resolution you brought about, Bonetta entrusted you with Sophia's safe return to her father. Furthermore, she bestowed upon you a feather, granting a powerful protective spell as a token of gratitude. You succeeded in your mission, bringing Sophia back to her overjoyed father and ensuring the safety of a newfound power within her. Your journey not only secured the reunion of a family, but also ignited a spark of hope and healing for the future.
The basics of this software are super easy. It's so easy to use. Not only is the interface super clean and just minimal and it's just very easy to interact with, using the software is just super easy. You pick a voice, you pick a background, and you upload your clip. And that's it. Just a note, it's only for audio formats. So for me in particular, pulling videos off of my YouTube channel and uploading them, I had to detach the audio, which is pretty simple for me to do in DaVinci, but I did try to do it with other software like Clipchamp, which is on most Windows machines now. You can detach audio from video pretty easily with that software, and it only took me about 10 to 15 minutes. Pretty easy to do if you do have video formats and not audio formats. Otherwise, I recommend, as they do, to use a cell phone or a laptop to record your session and then just upload it into here. Once you upload it, it does take a bit, about 5 to 10 minutes. This, of course, would depend on how long of your clip. All of my clips were either 2 to 5 hours long, so pretty hefty, and none of them took longer than 10 minutes except for one. My Pathfinder one is still transcribing, and I think honestly that is some sort of system error or a bug that I, of course, encountered while doing a review. All I had to do was reach out to their team, and immediately they responded, which was crazy. I sent an email and he responded instantly, which was super great. They just gave me credits to try again. Once I re-uploaded it, it worked fine. So I don't know why that one bugged out. But the fact that they were super responsive to me also suggests that they really care about their software and they want to make sure I get something good out of it. But once I re-uploaded my Pathfinder clip, it worked fine. So spoiler alert for my Abomination Vaults friends here for Pathfinder 2e, but here's that clip.
Last session, you began your adventure following a confusing encounter with Rin, the tiefling who tasked you with investigating the mysterious glow coming from the Gauntlight Keep. After being promised payment for your efforts, you set out northward, navigating through the swampy surroundings of the keep. As you trekked through the dense fog of the Fog Fen, you encountered a goblin trader named Jack and his wood giant companion, Jody. After some bartering, you armed yourselves with a couple of unique items from his eclectic collection, which might come in handy for your journey ahead. Upon reaching the Gauntlight Keep, you found the structure to be as eerie as forewarned. Confronted by a decaying drawbridge and a murky moat, you faced your first significant challenge getting across. Aram managed a daring jump with the assistance of Valeros, who had tied a rope to secure the leap. Following that, the rest of you used a combination of rope, agility, and sheer force of will to make it across, especially after the bridge collapsed under Aram's foot, leaving no way back. With the bridge gone and a hungry creature lurking below in the waters disappointed by your successful crossing, you found yourself standing at the threshold of the keep. What awaited inside was a decrepit L-shaped hallway, filled with rubble and debris, indications of long years of disuse and neglect. Curiosity and the need to fulfill your mission led you deeper into the keep, where you stumbled upon three creatures engaging with a giant maggot, seemingly in some form of crude training or possibly torment. Upon noticing your presence, the creatures immediately turned hostile and prepared for an altercation, marking the true beginning of your delve into the mysteries of the Gauntlight Keep.
Some other things that I noticed while using this software, you need to check the box for manually updating the recap. I think they say in the future, like in their FAQs, they say in the future they will be making it easier to update your recaps. But for now, just make sure you do this, because I didn't do that with my one recap, and that meant it was completely stuck that way. I did do it with some of the other ones, but then decided not to edit them anyway, so it didn't really matter in the scheme of things. Once you choose the narrator and music, it's stuck that way. This did not present a problem for me, personally. There aren't an overwhelming amount of options. There are plenty of options, though, don't get me wrong.
Last session, you ascended the Titan's walking citadel.
Last session, you embarked on a diplomatic mission to the Court of Stars.
Last session, you trekked through the sands of time.
Last session, you stumbled upon the eerie, mist-shrouded marsh.
But I already knew the general vibe of each clip, so I kind of already knew what to put in. It says the audio doesn't have to be top quality. However, all of my audio clips mostly are not top quality, but you can definitely hear everybody, right? Because we were playing online, and therefore you need a good mic to be able to do tabletop game online. So I personally did not test this with audio from my cell phone. That said, they do have a free tier where you get one free recap. So honestly, I would use it on your own recordings to make sure that everybody can be heard. I don't know that they necessarily need the clearest audio to be able to hear everything that's going on, because it's technically generated with an AI, so it's smart enough, hopefully, to kind of piece together based on what the GM says and other players are saying. So if it can't hear one person, that's probably not the end of the world, but you want to make sure that your setup works with this software. So I highly recommend that if you plan on using this with just like a cell phone or a laptop device, to test it first, since I did not test it in that fashion. But I can say that even with the music in the background, with players talking over each other, my recordings did really well. And it did seem to transcribe most things pretty accurately. It's kind of interesting to read the transcription sometimes. Does this mean they can't understand me? Overall, I think the summaries came out well, and I didn't have to really do anything. A con for me is that it isn't very detailed in all the ways that I like to be when I summarize. So if there is a small detail that you as a GM want to make sure you keep hounding into your players' heads, you're gonna need to either write it in, which you can do if you checked that box to manually edit your recap, or tell it to them outside of that the summary. Again, that's not super hard to do though. For instance, the trial and error audio clip I'll be sharing next skips like the first half of the session where they traversed over ice, like an iced over river, and encountered a baby kraken. So here's that trial and error recap. So spoilers for that Run My One Shot game.
Last session, you were tasked with delivering a package to a remote Arctic facility known as the Nexus Laboratory, intended for Dr. Valeria Livia. Upon your arrival, you noticed the facility was well maintained, though your presence triggered an alarm, leading to your hurried introduction to Dr. Gradius Stoutbrand, who revealed the package contained a component of an antidote for a creature that had escaped containment. You ventured through the facility, encountering a transformed Dr. Livia, now a monstrous form, which you defeated after piecing together clues that she had been infected by a serum intended to enhance physical abilities, disastrously tested by Dr. Jameson Hogg on himself. After subduing a troll-transformed Dr. Hogg and administering the antidote to revert him back to human form, you were left with a broken facility, questions about the unethical experiments being conducted, and decisions made by those driven by ambition. Your investigations revealed the underlying motive behind the experiments and Dr. Hogg's transformation, shedding light on a broader conflict between natural and unnatural magic practices within the realm. The session ended with the facility's alarm system deactivated, signaling an end to the immediate danger, but leaving the aftermath of your discoveries to be addressed.
That said, that's a major encounter that would not have been forgotten by my players, but it is interesting to see like what it picks up as the most important part. And obviously they just ran from the baby kraken, so it wasn't a very long battle. Here are a couple other examples from the MCDM Draw Steel playtest that I did with some friends over the weekend. This will have spoilers for that adventure, so if you are playing or plan on doing the MCDM playtest, don't listen. And this also, I think, shows that it can handle other kinds of systems. I wanted to kind of test it in both ways. So here's my 2 recaps from our 2 sessions there.
Last session, you found yourselves engaged in a fierce combat within the crumbling inn of Black Bottom, embroiled in chaos as the city was besieged by demonic forces. You encountered various demons, including Pitlings, Aremash, and the formidable Torla, who transformed the very ground beneath you into spongy flesh with its magic. Amidst this frantic battle, you managed to rescue several civilians trapped within the inn, guiding them to safety despite the perilous conditions. In the heat of combat, Jerry unleashed a massive attack, clearing much of the demonic presence with a shockwave, while Bellatrix demonstrated her might by leaping across the battlefield and delivering crushing blows to your enemies. Saren contributed with powerful elemental magic, decimating foes with cold explosions. As Bazin struck down the last of the visible demons with a heroic charge, a cold iron disc was discovered among the remains. Despite the item's unsettling aura, you decided against inserting it into one of the numerous mysterious iron balls scattered throughout Black Bottom, which seemed linked to the demonic invasion. Instead, opting to take the disc with you, you made your escape from the inn. Last session, you embarked on a perilous journey through the burning streets of Black Bottom, under siege by the forces of Ajax, the Iron Saint. Guided by Yin's expert navigation and Bazin's leadership, you managed to negotiate safe passages past hostile goblins and Rodden Whites in the sewers, securing allies and avoiding further conflict through a combination of quick thinking and diplomacy. You attempted to lead a large group of civilians to safety, facing obstacles such as falling debris and encroaching flames. Bellatrix showcased her primordial strength by clearing burning rubble from your path, while Seren utilized his elemental mastery to counter the magical fires spreading throughout the city. Jerry played a crucial role in tending to the wounded and calming the panicked, ensuring no one was left behind. As you approached the docks, looking for a means of escape for the civilians, an ambitious plan to commandeer drifting boats was thwarted by unfortunate mishaps, resulting in the loss of a potential vessel but ultimately leading to the civilians finding their own way to safety. Despite these setbacks, you emerged with more victories than failures, though the path ahead promises greater challenges as you seek your own exit from the city's chaos.
All right, let's talk about the price. So Scrybe doesn't do a subscription service, which is kind of refreshing. Instead, what you get are ink drops. You pay and purchase ink drops, and each drop is essentially one recording. So there's a free tier, as I mentioned before, that you can try out for yourself right now if you want. And then there are two other tiers, one for 5 drops at $15, and then there's one for 12 drops at $30. So that would be 5 recaps or 12 recaps, respectively. That would equate to about $3, a little less if you go the higher tier, per recap. And I think that's totally worth it for some people. Who do I think this is meant for? I can see several use cases for this. You could use it as a recap to send everyone after a super long break. We all know the real BBG of any campaign is the schedule. So sometimes you have to take breaks in the middle. Most of the time for me, it's in the summer. Send this recap at that. You could collect all the recaps together, string them along, paste them together and send that as a full recap of the entire campaign. That could be interesting. I also can see this as a way to start your session. Could work pretty well at getting everybody back into the swing of things, of thinking about their character and getting back into the mood of D&D, which is something I've noticed my Dragonheim people have a hard time with. So I considered it for that as well. This is also a great way if you are a copious note taker like me, or you typically write your own summaries. You could use this to review past sessions. So you have a log of summaries that you could just listen to remember what all has happened in your campaign and then be able to prep for your next session. I am someone who tries to write a summary at the end of each session, and I even write like the intro for the next session, sometimes at the end of the session. For me, this takes me only a few minutes. However, when I go to prep, I do know that it takes me, 10 to 15 minutes of deciphering my notes and figuring out what the heck I was writing here. But then just to figure out what exactly is more important for this coming session to say. So I could definitely see this saving me some time, not copious amounts by any means, because I think I would also be one of those people to edit the recap slightly and make sure it includes small details that I find important. I can also see this as something that players assist with. So maybe a player is in charge of session notes already and they can record the session, they could plop it in to here and then send everybody a session recap in between or before their next session. I totally see it being used in that fashion. Overall, I recommend it. I think it's pretty good for the price, and it can give you some really cool recaps for your game. Like some of the voices and the music, it's very chef's kiss. It's very, very nice. You could go to Scrybe.ca.com to try it out for yourself with the free tier, or you can also enter this giveaway. So down in the description below, there will be a link and you could be one of 3 people to get 10 free credits. So that's about $30 in value. All you need to do is use the link in the description. Do know that I do have to close the giveaway eventually. So next Friday, the giveaway will close. That's Friday, August 30th. The giveaway will close and I will be contacting the winners via email. So make sure you give me a valid email. Otherwise, I don't know how I would contact you. If you end up using this software and trying it for free, especially if you use it with an audio recording from your phone or from your laptop, please let me know how it goes down in the comments below, because I'd be interested in knowing, and I'm sure other people who are watching this video might like to know your experiences with that as well. So be sure to leave a comment, and then also tell YouTube I'm cool, because that's how we tell YouTube I'm cool, is by commenting, liking, subscribing, the whole shebang. Thank you so much, Scrybe and Mark, for reaching out to me and allowing me the opportunity to look at some pretty neat stuff. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.